Hello, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. Thank you so much for being with us. Do check out our other videos. Join us daily. Hit the bell notification and subscribe. Today we're going to be looking at a list of people who over the years, centuries, millennia have claimed to be the Messiah, claimed to be the Christ. So let's get started. We're just going to use this handy little list from Wikipedia. You can do further study on all of these on Wikipedia and so many other resources. So here we go. In Judaism, Messiah originally meant a divinely appointed king or anointed one, such as Aaron, David, Cyrus the Great, or Alexander the Great. Later, especially after the failure of the Hasmonean kingdom and the Jewish-Roman wars, the figure of the Jewish Messiah was one who would deliver the Jews from oppression and usher in the Olam Haba, the world to come, or Messianic age. However, the term false Messiah was largely absent from rabbinic literature. The first mention is in the Sefer Zerubbabel in the mid-7th century, the mid-600s, which uses the term Messiah Sheker, false Messiah. So here's a group of people. Now we all know Jesus. We're just not going to look at that. Next is Dositheos the Samaritan in the mid-1st century. I found that fascinating studying. And then Simon Bar Kokhba, which I found that interesting. They found some great biblical manuscripts associated with him, and also you had to cut off your pinky to show that you were with him. But Simon Bar Kokhba, these are all people who claim to be Messiah over the years. Shlomo Molko, born Diego Perez in Lisbon. And then the very famous Zabbatai Zevi, incredible. And I would also put in here that's not listed, Jakob Frank. And then Menachem Mendel Schneerson, among many others. And then as far as Christian Messiah claimants, you had Ann Lee, central to the Shakers, John Nicholas Thom, that's Tom with the T-H-O-M. He became Messiah after being in a mental institute, or claimed to be. Abdu Rushin, and he was born Oscar Ernst Bernhardt, founder of the Grail movement, a Dutch charismatic, he's not a Dutch charismatic leader. Lou de Palingboer, a Dutch charismatic leader, claimed to be God as well as Messiah. An Sang Hung, founder of the World Mission Society. Now you have to remember some of these charismatics, like Kenneth Copeland, I think wrote a song years ago called Jesus Said I Am, So I Am. Jesus said I am, then I am. You know, it's like the little gods movement in the charismatic movement. It's really bad. But then you have Sun Young Moon, founder of the Unification Group. Yes, the Moonies. Looking at you, Washington Times. Anne Hamilton Byrne, born Evelyn Grace Victoria Edwards, founder of The Family, claimed to be a reincarnation of Jesus. Cho Hee Sung, founder of the Victory Altar, claimed to be God incarnate. Lee Man Hee, founder of the Shincheonji Church of Jesus, and from South Korea. And then Young Myung Sik, a South Korean who was a member of the Unification Church. And then Claude Verhoeven, now known as Rael, messenger of Elohim. I wonder if that's like the guy who founded Scientology. I don't know if he claims to be God or not. Jose Luis de Jesus Miranda, and Inri Cristo of Indiel, Brazil. Apollo Quilbeloy, former UPCI, gives a lot of money to SMAP stocks. Brian David Mitchell, and convicted of kidnapping and rape of Elizabeth Smart. Ante Pavlovic, Croatian. Sergei Torop. Alan John Miller, founder of Divine Truth. Remember Andrew Urshan and Jonathan Urshan talked about seeing people who claim to be the Messiah out in Russia and various places, North Africa. Yang Jingbin is believed to be the identity of a woman referred to as Lightning Ding, or the female Christ. And then Muslim Messiah claimants. You have Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Akkadian. And you also have Riaz Ahmed Gohar Shahi. Zoroastrian Messiah claimants. You have Bahram Chobin. So that's pretty interesting. And then you have people who are said either by themselves or their followers to be the messianic fulfillment of two or more religious traditions. Not just one, but two. Baha'u'llah, a Shiite, adopting Babism. Other Messiah claimants is Cyrus Teed, proponent of the Hollow Earth theory. I remember when I was a kid reading about Hollow Earth. Where did I get this book? Adolf Hitler, and esoteric Nazism claims he's the Messiah, including Colin Jordan, Saftiri Devi, and Miguel Soriano. But Hitler never claimed to be the Messiah, having had changing views toward religions. Chris Cantelmo, founder of and leader of Cantelmoism, and belief that you can contact God through using a certain drug. Nirmala Srivastava, guru of Sahaja Yoga. The world teacher with his prophet Benjamin Krim. He's kind of popular, as a matter of fact, and I mean, like taking out full page ads in the New York Times and stuff. The Lord Maitreya, that's him. David Icke, believe it or not, or Ike. He claimed to be a son of God during an interview on Wogan in 1991. And then Ezra Miller has claimed to be Jesus, the next Messiah, but also the devil, saying they would bring about a Native American revolution. There's all kinds of list of Mahdi claimants, list of people who claim to be Jesus, Jerusalem syndrome, which I found particularly interesting, list of people who have been considered deities, another one I found particularly interesting, list of Buddha claimants. When I was in Nepal, yeah, I saw those. When I was in Israel, I saw people claiming to be the Messiah. List of founders of religions, list of avatar claimants as well. So anyhow, there's only one Messiah, is Jesus. God bless you. We'll just cut to the chase. See you later. Bye-bye.